guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Audi Wesley Chapel, and guess what? If you need a mid-size luxury SUV, but you want some performance too, this one might check off all the boxes. I have a 2021 Audi SQ7. But before we dive into this fire-breathing mid-size SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. So Audi, that iconic German brand, so much rich racing history, but one thing is for certain, they've understood and they continue to understand that people want SUVs. Those are the top sellers in the auto industry right now. So with this SQ7, you'll be able to get that great interior space, 3-row capability, but underneath the hood, we have some twin turbo goodness that's gonna give you some performance that's gonna separate you from the rest of the pack. So let's go ahead, let's find out, is this the perfect balance when it comes to a luxury performance SUV, and is it the one that you should be parking in your garage? Right off the bat, SQ7, you're gonna get some different styling, and it starts at the front of the business. Headlight housing, great shape, something unique, something different, but also something very Audi. It really fits it to a T. Everything inside is blacked out, a little bit of silver trim, but you're gonna get, of course, LED headlights, LED daytime running lamps, and turn signals. All the different angles and cuts, I think really, like I said, makes it stand out. You're gonna have your, of course, headlight washer that's gonna pop out, and then because this is an SQ7, massive functional air intakes. Flat black, you can see the coolers lurking behind, a little bit of gloss black, and notice how they extend that lower lip, just so subtle, but it's gonna give you more airflow and give you downforce as well. Now, as we come across that open face grille, this is a design that Audi really brought to the forefront in the auto industry. We see a lot of other imitations that are happening, but this is the original. You got your 4 rings of the Auto Union badge, forward-facing camera, functional up top, SQ7. Whenever you see that S, a little bit of red, that means you're gonna be getting extra performance. Down below, you have a nice gloss black lower lip extension that's gonna breathe some air and just funnel it in. Very clean, very smooth. Even the width of it, I'm really digging just how the car has a presence, how this SUV has a presence sitting here. And then at the end of the day, you're getting that awesome Quattro all-wheel drive that's gonna make you stick to the asphalt like Gorilla Glue. Now, when you get up onto the hood, you'll see how it meets with the front fascia. Simple body lines. Nice rise, goes all the way and then fades away as it goes towards the windshield. And then, of course, you're gonna get that rise that goes into the A-pillar. Now, when we come around the bend, do we have some unique touches for the SQ7? Of course. I do love this nice little just subtle fender flare, just a little bit of a pop out, color matched, and then boy, oh boy, check your eyes out on this 21-inch wheel. You got your metallic gray, machine silver finish here, the aluminum finish, the Audi badge, and then look at those calipers. Massive calipers that are gonna clamp down on those pizza-sized rotors. So fully ventilated, 2-piece rotors on the SQ7, and of course you're gonna get adaptive suspension. So you could adjust what that suspension is doing while you're driving your SQ7, and it just looks so really good. 21-inch, 285. So 285 on the width, 40 series sidewall, looking really good. As we go down the side, like I said, Audi just does something with their body lines that is just so clean. So you're gonna actually have 2 belt lines that run down the side of the vehicle. Gloss black on your mirror caps. That's part of the SQ7. Also the flat black, very close roof rails, color matched, of course, on the door handles. And then a little bit of gloss black trim with that Quattro badge. I actually like it. And the reason why is because it breaks up the sea of all this white. You'll notice that lower sill extension. All of this is for aerodynamic flow. As we get towards the rear, out back, same thing, 285 on those Audi Sport 21-inch wheels. If you've ever seen a UFO in the sky, this is the size of those things. That's what it is. It's an unidentified flying object, these 21-inch wheels. Nice, clean on that rear quarter glass window. The gloss black, I think, balances it, especially with the tinted windows on our SQ7. And then when we get to the rear, you're gonna get that low roof spoiler. My zonk is, get rid of this guy. This needs to be tucked in underneath that low roof spoiler. Same great work on the taillights with the LED lighting, some nice brushed aluminum trim, kind of just brings it all together, super clean. And then as we work our way down, you're gonna get your SQ7 badge. I am gonna zonk this fake venting that is underneath the SQ7 badge. I wish they would have just made this smooth, but what I do like, and I'm definitely not gonna zonk, are the quad tip exhausts. Little bit staggered. You even have your full towing capability with this, and you could raise and lower the SQ7, which makes it even more magical. But that quad tip exhaust is just looking really, really good. You're gonna get a nice sound. Let's go see what's gonna be making the sound out of this SQ7. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a hydraulic hood strut, and there is quite a bit of black plastic. So I'm gonna half zonk it. The reason why I'm half zonking it is I do like the red that they brought from the S badging, the V8, that's the good stuff. And then of course, that Audi Auto Union badge. What are we looking at underneath that plastic? If you had X-ray vision, you would see a 4-liter twin turbo V8 putting out 500 horsepower, 568 pound-feet of torque. You want numbers? Check this out, 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna go by at 12.1 at 111 miles an hour. Top speed is governed to 155 miles an hour. You do have an 8-speed automatic, that Quattro all-wheel drive. The vehicle weighs around 5,300 pounds. You could tow up to 4,400 pounds. MPGs, 15 in the city and 21 on the highway. But it's nice to see for those who want an SUV that's a little larger, you can still have your performance cake too, and you could eat it. You could have it and you could eat your cake. But why don't we go ahead, the heck with cake, let's hear some V8 rumble out of this exhaust. All right, guys, we're inside the 2021 Audi SQ7. I know you're asking yourself, well, Joe, I really want a performance luxury SUV. I've been looking at the other brands. I kind of forgot that there was an SQ7, but I'm liking this one. I'm actually loving this one. How much is it? MSRP for the way that this one is optioned is right at $94,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Absolutely love what Audi has done with their door panels. Nice soft touch material, carbon fiber, the aluminum silver finish there, the microfiber suede material in the center. It's like a kitty cat. You could pet it all day long. Supple leather with the white contrast stitching. Door pocket is a little tight, but you know what? If you go a little light on the pickles and extra lettuce, you'll probably be able to get a cold cut combo in there and a bottle of Mr. Pibb to wash it all down. When you get to the dash, it's the same story. Great materials, the white contrast stitching. Now, I'm not really in love with the amount of gloss black because you know and I know what's gonna happen, fingerprints, but you do have beautiful Quattro badge, the carbon fiber, and then not only are you gonna have one 10.1 inch screen, you actually get two. Navigation, you have wireless Apple CarPlay, of course it's a touchscreen, fairly easy to use. Go into your vehicle settings, we could adjust the different Audi Drive Select modes. There's our SQ7 there. Dynamic is where we're gonna keep it. I go back to home. Let me throw it into reverse. Of course, you're gonna get full 360, all of that beautiful trajectory, really nice setup, clean on the graphics, put it back in the park, and now we're gonna work down to our separate screen. So you have another 10.1 inch screen. This is gonna control all your AC stuff, real easy to get to. Ventilated seats, heated seats, thank you, Audi. You could even do, if you don't wanna go into the system, to go into that Drive Select mode option, you could go real easy right in this function. There's your start stop button, a little bit more gloss black. I wish there was a lid on this cup holder. It just looks kind of not finished, so I am gonna zonk that, but you do have a 12 volt in there. Here is your Audi Key Fob, super slim. It's got the Auto Union badge there. Love the back with the S logo. This is gonna control that 8-speed automatic, perforated leather, some more aluminum finish, and then you'll notice on the edge, they didn't skimp on the carbon fiber. So you have the carbon fiber, beautiful lighting that you have. The ambient lighting is just so exquisite. I'm gonna say this is semi-hard on this armrest, not really the softest, but it does look really good. You lift it up, you have your wireless charging pad in there. You got a little bit felt-lined area for some Tootsie Rolls, maybe a Slim Jim or two, and you're not going to scratch your Slim Jim. 2 USB-Cs. You're going to want to put a Twinkie here. I would not recommend it. You can fit one here, but when you close the lid, that's when it's going to get squished. But the good news is the lid actually, you could raise it or you could lower it. I wouldn't put the Twinkie in there. I really wouldn't. What I am loving, though, are these seats. One-piece backs, full leather, the S logo there, all of that diamond pleated stitching, and of course, it's going to be full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. Controls easy to get to. We have a panoramic sunroof, and if you want headroom, we got plenty of headroom in here. My only other zonk is, at this price point, I would like microfiber headliner in here. It's your standard headliner, which is fine, but I would like a little bit more. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind this S steering wheel on this SQ7. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. I do like the S branding on the silver sill plate when you come in and out of your SQ7. And then the foot box has a massive, now that's a meaty dead pedal that I love to see, with the aluminum brake pedal and throttle. When it comes to your seat controls, they're easy to get to. I like the silver trim. Of course, you got that lower lumbar so you can stay out of the chiropractic's office. Plenty of space. I'm 6 feet tall. Like I said, I got plenty of headroom. Steering wheel, love the thickness, the way they hollow out the center spoke. Look how thin they went on the spokes up top. The S logo looking good. The stitch work is absolutely phenomenal. One thing I am not digging, I am gonna zonk, are the small plastic paddles. I don't know why they use these in Audi products, especially in SQ7. But what I do love is that 12.3-inch virtual cockpit. Absolutely drop dead sexy. The fonts, the colors, the graphics, that tachometer, really, really clean, very, very clear. It's surprising, though, that you don't have a head-up display in this SQ7. That's another thing that has me scratching my head. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to that mid-row and see how your passengers are going to enjoy riding in this SQ7. All right, guys, mid-row time in the SQ7. The wonderful news is your passengers are going to get the same wonderful leather interior with that beautiful stitch work. Backs of the seats, it's a little bit of a combo. So you have the leather, but then you have this plastic material here, which I'm going to zonk on this SQ7, and then, of course, the cargo nets. If you put a Chinese star in here, it's going to rip right through. But the great news is you do have your AC vents located in this center stack. All your AC controls, heated seats but no ventilated seats, USB-Cs, and a 12-volt. And then when it comes to actual room in here, feels really good. I think one of my favorite things is you have a nice flat roof that gives everybody plenty of headroom. The seats can slide, which is good, and they also recline a little bit, which is also nice. I think my favorite part is, if you look back here, you actually have your AC vent also in the frame rail as well. I think that's a nice touch because it gives you the cool air up top. So it's not just your shins that are getting all the cool air. But why don't we go ahead? This is all about flexibility, versatility. We're gonna check out that third row and see, can bigger people fit back there. All right, guys, time to get into the third row. And like I mentioned earlier, this is one of those things that if you wake up one day and you find out that you have extra kids, that is what this space is used for. We'll see how it goes for 6 foot tall Joe Rady, but you're gonna climb on in. We got the seat out of the way, and I'm gonna kind of squeeze myself back here, and this is what we're working with. So I'm gonna sit right in the center. Knees are up really, really high. I don't even have this seat moved all the way back, and you can see there's not a lot of space because this seat is gonna need to come back just a little bit. But this is perfect for somebody who's a lot shorter than I am, maybe a lot younger than I am, to sit back here, especially if you got to go to the movies, you got to go to the soccer game, and you have that flexibility. And if you don't need the third row, the nice thing is just keep it flat, flush, and that's going to give you plenty of extra space for your cargo. But why don't we go ahead, speaking of cargo, let's check out that back cargo area and see how much you could haul in your SQ7. All right, guys, we left Audi Wesley Chapel. We're in the 2021 SQ7. Right away, I absolutely love the seats in this vehicle. They're so supportive without being too firm, and they have just enough bolstering to make things interesting. The steering wheel is absolutely perfect. The dash is fantastic. It's just those paddles on the back of the steering wheel, which are not really the greatest. They're kind of small, and they're made out of cheap plastic, but on throttle, right away, it puts you back in the seat. I'm having it in automatic mode. We're in dynamic setting. The chassis work is great in this vehicle, and you're getting that wonderful V8 sound. Twin turbo V8 in this SQ7. Really, really smooth as well. And the good news is that if you want a softer ride, you could select that using your Audi Select controls. Those drive select controls are going to allow you to have whatever experience in this vehicle you want to have. I do like the way they have the blind spot monitoring built into the inside of the actual mirror housings, the side mirror housings. Brake pedal modulation is very easy to do in this SQ7. And like I said, the gloss black looks great. I'm just not 100% sold on how much glare it's gonna cause. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of glare, but the two 10-inch screens to get into your infotainment, to get into your AC controls, it might be a little overwhelming at first, but with some practice, it actually becomes quite intuitive, believe it or not, which is great. But let's see, we're gonna pick up the pace a little bit and see how this SQ7 really handles. Remember, we got that all-wheel drive that's gonna keep us absolutely planted, but keeping it in automatic mode from a dead stop, on throttle, here we go. Wow! Oh my, look at this, I'm in an SUV. Wow. You're not waiting for boost, the brakes feel great. Look at this. Super smooth. I mean, when you get on throttle, because of it being a twin turbo V8, you're not waiting for the boost to come in, and that's what really gives you that nice launch and then projects you perfectly down the road. The transmission does so well in automatic mode. I'm just leaving it in automatic mode. It's shifting so well. Guys, we're gonna do some more on throttle fun. I'm gonna try to be as quiet as I can. You know that's hard. On throttle. Wow. It's absolutely mind-blowing how the transmission, like when we were coming out of that roundabout, it was in the right gear exactly the way that I wanted it. It felt amazing. The steering input is so spot on the money without being too snappy. You know, sometimes you could be in a vehicle where it's just a little bit too much over the top with how quick the steering is. But with this, it allows just enough to where it's quick, but it's not changing direction too fast, which you don't want that in this vehicle. It's nice to have a little bit of a nice transition to where it feels really good. On throttle. Wow. This thing, look at this. Just coming out of the turn, it's in the perfect gear and we're off like a cruise missile. Brakes feel absolutely spot on the money. Look at this. That Quattro all-wheel drive keeps you planted. It's a SUV that you could haul the family and also haul the mail in, and it really performs so well that it just puts a smile on your face. I mean, I really have a smile ear to ear right now. It's just a blast to drive this SQ7, but hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what this SUV on steroids is all about. 500 horsepower. Can't go wrong with 500 horsepower in an SUV, but we're gonna go ahead and get back to Audi Wesley Chapel. But before we do, on throttle. Smooth shifts. Really great. But we're gonna go ahead and get back to Audi Wesley Chapel and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Audi Wesley Chapel. I definitely gotta thank Mike, Adam, and Chris getting us access to this 2021 Audi SQ7. It just goes to show that Audi is able to take all of that great race development from all their epic wins from the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the plentiful other races out there and bring it into their SUV to where you get the usability, but you also get the performance as well. But if you want to keep seeing luxury performance SUVs like this SQ7 on Raiti's Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rise merch. Got to give it up to Queen of the Camera. Lori working that camera out here like a champ. This is the 5th car that we filmed, so definitely show her some love in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.